Welcome to a new live session of Seibert Media. I know someone are already watching. This is the official start. Today we're going to be talking about a SVN to Git migration from TMate Software. We have a guest. It's Dmitry. Hi, Dmitry.
Hello.
And this is actually a pretty interesting topic for me because both from a technical perspective, it's challenging as I'm not a developer. And on the other hand, I do see a lot of our customers struggle with modernizing their environments that they develop software in. So a lot of those, especially big customers, are still trapped in, let's say, old school technology. And they have quite a lot of trouble to migrate away from Subversion. And I'm very excited for Dmitry to show us how such a solution could be bridged. They even have a mirror where you can use Git and SVN all together. But the stage is yours, Dmitry. I'm very excited. I may be interrupting you every now and then, but off you go.
Okay. I will start with presentation. Okay. Sure. Okay, hello, and my name is Dmitry. I work at TMate Software, and I will start with a couple of words about me and about the company I work at. So TMate Software works in a field of version control systems, and our most known product is SVN Kit, which is Subversion written in Java, rewritten in Java completely, practically every line. And it's integrated into practically any application that uses Java and SVN together. Also, we have other less known products like Mercurial for Java. And today I will speak about SVN to Git migration and how our product, SubGit, can solve the task. And also, I should say that we have a new product that allows migration from normal Git repository to use Git LFS, large file storage technology. Okay, let's start. And maybe 10 years ago, the development infrastructure looked like this. So it's around central source code repository, and there are developers, designers, other users, technical writers, and some infrastructure like issue tracker, continuous integration, maybe some scripts. And 10 years ago, it nearly always was SVN. And there's a problem that developers love Git. And maybe I shouldn't tell why developers like Git, because it's nearly evident. It's fast, it allows branching, fast merging, and so on. But there is a problem how to migrate all this infrastructure to Git without downtime and do it easily. And today I will talk mostly about approaches how to do this. The first approach is actually not a migration, but what I would name a partisan approach. This means that some developers that like Git, they use Git SVN tool locally. They clone the SVN repository and use locally on their machine this Git SVN and commit locally and send changes back to SVN. The advantages of this approach is that it's safe, at any time this local repository can be discarded and recloned again, but it has a lot of disadvantages.
One
And
question that
yes.
came up here is the chart that you're showing, it does mean that those smileys with the X's in the eyes, they can actually work locally with a Git repository. And then this orange sub-Git product of yours will somehow mirror or disguise all the SVN magic. Is that correct?
Well, here I do not mention sub-Gits at all.
Oh, okay.
It's another approach. I just compare other approaches to sub-Git's approach.
Okay.
And so the disadvantages of this approach, first, it's client-side solution, and this means that every developer should have special workflow, actually, which is not managed centrally. Also, this tool is not very convenient to use. And I can tell this because I'm a developer. It has special commands. It's not real Git. I mean, it is Git, but it supports only some Git commands. But to synchronize the local changes with central SVN repository, people should use special Git SVN commands. So people should learn not only Git, but Git SVN as well.
Okay, so this could be an alternative to your solution, I understand.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
with some disadvantages.
With a lot of disadvantages, and it's painfully slow on Windows, nearly not usable on Windows at all. Another approach that is a bit better and can suit small companies is what I would call clean-cut approach. And it can be described by this picture. Yesterday you have this, and today you have this. And this means that overnight or over a weekend, you convert your SVN repository to Git, switch it off, and since next beginning of the week, people start using it, this new repository. For small companies, for non-commercial, this would work, but for large companies, it will result in some period of downtime, and in case of thousands of developers and massive infrastructure and a lot of scripts written around version control system, it's absolutely not an option.
Yeah, understood. Cool approach, a little bit radical.
Yes, and tools to do this are mostly, if you try to find tools to do this on the internet, they are mostly scripts that work for people for their own repositories. They just published it, and not sure if they will work for your repositories, because SVN repository structure can vary in different ways, and it's really hard to create a tool that would handle them all. If we draw a graph of productivity over a timeline, in case of clean-cut approach, there's some period of downtime, but there's also some period of low productivity because of Git adoption period. Git is not actually trivial to learn, especially if you are not developer, but for example, designer. So this approach may result in some period of low productivity, of constant mistakes, of some people stuck with some problem they cannot solve and cannot go back to SVN because SVN doesn't exist anymore.
And there's also like another problem that you could have, that you have a lot of political problems also, like people don't know how to use this. They maybe they make mistakes because they are still used to SVN and now there's only Git. It's not only low productivity in my opinion, but also it could be even more negative. I like the chart though. It's very comprehensive and reasonable.
And for comparison, I will propose the third approach. The approach that we recommend is what we call smooth approach. And this smooth migration, by this I mean to create a Git mirror for the SVN repository, such mirror that every commit to SVN repository results in a new commit in a Git repository that can be then pulled, and every push to Git repository results in new SVN revision that can be got with SVN update command. So two repositories that are in continuous synchronization. And if we consider our situation, we create a new Git repository, and here where a subgit tool comes, and this SVN repository is synchronized with Git. And actually, if something goes wrong, Git part can be turned off anytime, and you still have a SVN. So this solution is safe in this case. And then some people start learning Git and switch to Git using SVN as backup version. And once more and more parts of infrastructure is migrated and switched to Git, and more people learn to use Git, this transition goes forward. And finally, if everyone and every part of infrastructure has switched to Git, SVN can be turned off. But this actually isn't even necessary. If people want to stay in this
situation. If you have
situation.
some legacy things that rely on SVN, I can still keep that. Could you go back a little in this slide to the very beginning when you just introduced your product and Git and nothing else? Like this? If I were a customer right now, I could just say, okay, cool product, let's trial that. I'll install the product, I'll sync everything that I do in SVN and Git.
Yes.
And I don't even tell it to my team. It's just like a random experiment that I may be announcing once I see it's working fine. But this is something everyone can do who has SVN right now, right? It doesn't have any downsides. Is it slowing down SVN? Is there any technical
technically, it works like one more SVN client.
Mm-hmm.
So as if you had one new developer.
And SVN is an open source software, right? I don't have to license any new client or something.
SVN is an open source, yeah.
Yeah, so there's no cost involved in that. So everyone who's watching this or the video later could say, okay, how about we try that out? And then you just install the product and look on the Git side whether the reflection of the code and the repository suits your needs.
Yeah.
Is that recommendable, or how do customers normally do that? Do they start with just like setting this up and then waiting for the first developer to work on the Git side?
Well, normally they actually create not one Git repository, but two, one for testing and another for production.
Mm-hmm.
And subgit allows to synchronize independently SVN with any number of Git repository. They all will be the same.
Oh, okay, so you have two of those. Yeah, that's even smarter. You may want to add this to your chat. Okay, sorry, I interrupted you. Just go on.
Yeah. And so once people migrate to Git, optionally SVN can be turned off, and you have all your team completely migrated. And final notes, some summary about solution that we propose. First of all, it's server-side, and this means that it's installed centrally, and nobody needs to use special commands, special kind of clients, special settings. It's just a pure Git experience. So people use just normal Git commands or normal Git clients or Git integration in their development environments. So another advantage is that it's one-time centralized deployment. And by this, I mean that you run one command, maybe two commands, and forget about it for the rest of your life, maybe. It doesn't require anything to do regularly. It is based on hooks. So every time people push into Git repository, it performs synchronization and stops. Also, this migration is smooth, and I've covered this smooth part, but it is also safe. And it's safe not only in the sense that you can always switch to SVN, but also it is safe in the sense that, if I return back to my slide, theoretically there is possible situation that someone commits to SVN and someone pushes to Git at the same time, especially different changes, for example, for the same file. And in this case, subgit, if it's turned on, it guarantees that no such situation could happen. And in this situation, it will reject either SVN commit or Git push, but will not allow conflict to appear at all. And I would say that subgit is not the only mirror that that I met. I met people, and they told me that I wish we knew about subgit, and instead of subgit, we were writing some scripts by hand. It was a nightmare because of this constant conflict situation. And subgit handles not only handles conflicts, it prevents conflicts in the first place.
So if you see customers, or first of all, go back to the slide, the Garrett slide. I've learned about Garrett. I didn't know that. I knew that GitLab is a competitor of Bitbucket and GitHub, obviously, in road code. Garrett is also obviously another open source software that I looked up. Like the job that subgit, your product, does is it allows me a smooth and a safe migration from SVN to Git. If you're talking to customers, what are they doing mostly? Are they doing this clean cut approach, or are they just stuck and don't know what to do? Or how do they, like, if they don't know about subgit, how do they do it?
Well, if they are small companies and if they use clean cut approach, probably we don't talk because they are not our customers.
Yeah, sure.
Our customers are big companies like those on this slide, and for them, clean cut approach doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other part of your question?
Yeah, that's. I think probably this is answering it. So what I get from your answer is those big companies, they don't know how to do it until they stumble upon you, right? They try to do some scripts and try to solve that on their own, but yeah. That's
Yeah,
helping
well,
me to answer this question at least.
mhm.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, and I've mentioned Gerrit on this picture because I told that technically subgit works everywhere where hook works. But for Gerrit, we have a dedicated Gerrit plugin because Gerrit does not support hook. But subgit works with Gerrit as well as a plugin. And also we have add-on for Bitbucket server that also has special concept for hooks. But with other Git software, subgit works just as is, as its command line tool without any problems. Another advantage is that it's a commercial quality tool. We provide professional support, unlike many open source tools, and we're constantly developing it, release new features, and if something changes in the world of version control system, like new version of subversion, we'll always keep with it, keep the pace. So as I said, our customers are large companies like Deutsche Bank, SpaceX, and others. And we have, when speaking about Bitbucket server and Atlassian Marketplace, it's one of the most popular add-ons on the marketplace at all. And this product is major. It involves 5 years of development and 10 years of previous experience with SVN kit, with complete rewriting SVN in Java. So we're experts in this field. So thank you. So this.
Maybe you stop screen sharing then for now? Or?
Okay.
So if people are watching this, sorry, what would be the first step that you would recommend them? Should they get a demo? Should they download the plugin from the marketplace and try it out? What would you recommend as first step?
Well, if they use Atlassian Bitbucket server, they can try this add-on on the marketplace. If they don't, they can download a command line utility, run a couple of commands, and just commit to SVN and see new commits and gits, and vice versa, and see how the magic happens.
Okay, you obviously also can talk to Seibert Media. We can help you do with this, and I support. I assume that TMate Software will also offer support if you have questions around that. We did see your software URL on the slide, but maybe you want to repeat that. That's TMate.
Software URL. It's subgit.com. I will maybe turn sharing again.
Yeah, cool. Also, if you're watching this and you're interested in it, you may want to refer to another video that I had with 2 colleagues of Dmitry earlier last year, where they were actually showing with the command line how this would work. And we may, below this video, Alina may help me that we add a link to this other video with the live demo. That could also be interesting. Here's again the slide, subgit.com is the website. And you can find it on the marketplace, and obviously you can ask Seibert Media. Any other questions that we didn't cover, Alina? No? Okay.
That's it.
Dmitry, anything that you wanted to show us on top of this?
I think no.
Okay. Then thank you so much for watching this and being with us. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us. And We wish you a smooth and safe migration from SVN to Git. Bye.
Thank you as well.
Thanks,
Bye.
Dmitry.